All right, so I just traded some treasure chests to get enough tickets to play. We are playing Naya Winota tonight in Pioneer. This is the most recent 5-0 list I could find. I'm pretty excited to play it. So, all right. Weird using tickets. That doesn't happen very often. Isn't Brawl like that weird commander format, but just like with like certain sets and forward, not like everything like normal? A lot of green in this deck. Like it's mostly green. I don't think I've ever really realized that. Travlar. Curious to see how that card plays. Hi and good luck. Sure. I mean, this hand looks fine. Like maybe there's something I don't know about this that free Grave Titan is good. I mean, Grave Titan is pretty cool, so I imagine it being free is pretty sweet. This is mono white aggro, or at least it appears to be mono white aggro. I don't know why else you'd be playing that card. Training is a pretty neat ability. I'm actually like pretty. I think it's pretty cool. Like it's not like super busted or anything, but it allows for like a pretty decent play like in standard and maybe in Pioneer. About to see how that pans out. Consoles Lieutenant, interesting. If they want a double block, I'm willing to trade Tavlar. Really like to draw a land here. All right, slam Chariot, and then we can slam Winota next turn, so that'll be pretty good. And we can use Winota to crew the Chariot. So unless they're playing like Settle Their Wreckage in their sideboard or something like that, this should be like a pretty good turn for us. Them actually letting us hit them with the Traveler there like changes the pace of this game entirely, because if not, our entire turn is playing an Elvish Mystic that turn, so changes things a lot. I don't see a reason to block. And they're gonna concede. Okay, I mean makes sense. Like concession from them seems pretty good there. That's white or blue. A braid seems pretty good. Voice of Resurgence blocks pretty well. Um, Duskwatch Recruiter seems pretty good. Brutal Cathar seems good. Chariot seems good. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like all of it if I'm if I'm being honest. Maybe we can cut a couple of dorks here. All right, let's try it like that. Not saying I'm not like my thought process isn't that Grave Titan isn't good, but that there are just better options. So even if they have like Portable Hole here or like some kind of removal spell for our Elvish Mystic, which If they kept a hand without a 1-drop, then they probably have some kind of removal spell here. We still have Voice of Resurgence to play on turn 2, so it's not like our hand is just completely a bust. Also, Duskwatch Recruiter is pretty sweet. It makes our guys cost 1 less once he's flipped. Luminarch Aspirant, okay. Run out a Brutal Cathar, say go. Castle Ardenvale, okay. Huh. I don't think attacking is worth there. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't feel worth. Grave Titan was in reference to the Huntmaster. I probably should have been more specific. Oh, gotcha. Okay. We're gonna run out the Brutal Cathar, get rid of the Consul Lieutenant, and then attack in for 5. Hit a land here. Human, Soldier, Werewolf. If I'd have known we were gonna have two chances at that, I probably would have played the Abrade, and just to kind of see what happened there. If I'm being honest. Bro, what? This is an interesting deck. Okay. If you attack with a lieutenant, I mean, he has to spend his entire turn to proliferate. Or he has a flash creature. I don't know, that's weird. Weird that he would attack like just like that. Now we can run out 2 spells here to flip these back over and exile both of our opponent's creatures, which I don't know if they realize that or not. Gonna make a 1/1. Okay. If that's your game plan here, then cool. Like, ultimately I just feel like we are in the driver's seat right here. Now, granted, if they do have a way to kill our Brutal Cathars, then they do get quite a bit of their board back here. If they don't have a play here, that would be pretty sweet. Feels like they do. Okay. If you control 3 or more werewolves, 3 or more wolves in it, and it becomes night. Well, that was pretty sweet. Alright, so we can abrade his blocker and then play the chariot. Four, 7, 10, 12. And if he wants to fire up a Mutavault, that's cool, but we also get to draw like 3 cards here, so, or 2 cards? Oh, that was just first strike, so we do get to draw 3 cards here. Oh, yeah. Alright, our opponent's gonna concede. Alright, well, that was, I'm not gonna lie, I hate to call any game of Magic easy, but felt like we were in the driver's seat there the whole time. Didn't really feel like our opponent ever did much there. Um, our deck just lines up better against theirs. Also works out pretty well. They never played a removal spell, so they never really had like a portable hole. Something that could have been pretty backbreaking is if they would have had Declaration in Stone for our Brutal Cathars. That would have been pretty tough. But the fact that we put one on the field, took their biggest threat, and then played another one, took another threat, got in, attacked, got some damage in, drew some cards, and then we were able to flip it during. They didn't play anything during their turn, so we were flipped into 3/3s. We played 2 spells, flipped it back, and got 2 more creatures? Like, I think that series of events is what makes Brutal Cathar so good. Played against this person the other night when I was streaming. One thing I was talking about, I don't really feel like I talk about it super regularly, but it is the one downside of playing Pioneer on Moto all the time is that you just end up cycling people. We have all 3 of our colors here. Might be a little much, but I think the dorks like 9 and 10 are just really solid. Tap an untapped creature. Play Ranger class, say go. And then next turn we can play Winota and just put something into play, hopefully. Especially if our opponent taps out here. Like being on the play, this just kind of feels like we're just too far ahead too quick. Is that a prize wall card behind your couch? Behind my couch. No, that is not a prize wall card. That is actually from where I went to the Pro Tour London. That weekend was like that weekend or I don't know. I was gone during the time that that set released. I can't remember what War of the Spark when War of the Spark released, and that was the week that G2K had pre-release for that thing, and they actually kept it for me because they thought it would be cool for me to have it. So I thought that was pretty sweet. Run out Tavlar. Let's swing in for 2. I'm curious to know because next turn we just have like Natty Winota. Like we don't have to have like any of our ramp or anything. And it feels like we can get at least one trigger out of Winota no matter what, unless my opponent plays holds up for Winota, holds up a removal spell for Winota. So kill Tovlar. Is it Tovlar? Tovalar, yeah. We go back to 20. 2 triggers. Two triggers. Now, granted, we didn't get to put the massive werewolf into play, so it's not like we got to have this insane turn. But that was pretty cool. That ended up being pretty sweet. We go to 20 here. All right. So our opponent's at their utter demise here. I'm going to be honest, not sure why they haven't conceded. Wow, hitting hitting 3 brutal Cathars in that many cards is insanity. And take Traveler. Man, Winota's just so dumb. Okay, and we were gonna draw 4 cards there. All right, like that was kind of stupid. So Voice of Resurgence, we definitely want to braid. I don't think Rest in Peace is necessary. Archon of Emeria, I don't think that's necessary either. And Elite Spellbinder feels a little slow. So this feels like more of a keep as much stuff as you can in kind of matchup. We'll cut 2 of the Sentinels because they don't do a ton. We're actually just gonna cut 8 dorks because every time I talk to somebody who plays like decks like this, like they always talk about how they cut their dorks against mono red and burn decks. So I don't know if it's correct in Pioneer, but it seems okay. We're still playing 6 dorks. I mean, at least if nothing else, they're a lightning rod for most people. Some people won't even bother with them. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong, because I've won a ton of games from killing them on turn 1, and I've also lost a ton of games from killing them on turn 1. So I'm going to keep this. Thanks, baby. No, I know, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I don't really know if having Travalar's Huntmaster in my opening hand is good or not, but we'll keep it and see what happens here. I have won this match from the burn side, but not very regularly. So, I mean, it's very possible that we just get, like, chained to the rocks and Searing Blood out of this game here. Yep, we go to 19. Play Innkeeper. We're going to play Elvish Mystic and say go here. Trying to set ourselves up for as much mana as we can have. Right now we're looking at 5. If we draw an untapped land, we can actually just run out Travlar's Huntmaster here, which would be pretty sweet. And not that Burn ever plays the card, but it is pretty good to note that the fact that they have Lyris means that we're not worried about them playing Goblin Chainwhirler here, because Goblin Chainwhirler just, kind of cry ourselves to sleep tonight. Are you going upstairs? All right, you're just going after it all. I respect it. We did not draw a land. Sorry, I missed that. Streamer Fun, Calm, CZ followed you. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Or she, I guess. However. I'd like to save the ranger. I'd like to save the treasure token from the innkeeper in case we do end up drawing into. In case we did draw into a land, so that we could just play Traveler's Huntmaster. I didn't think about this, but if they had a removal spell right there, we definitely would have just walked our innkeeper into the Soulscar Mage. So that was actually pretty bad. I just blindly started attacking there. Howdy ho, it's your ho Kyle. What's up, Kyle? What's going on, dude? Chicago's down 74-72 after the third, so I don't know what is in my opponent's hand here, but feels like they're buying Lyris. Or they're playing Light Up the Stage now? They're buying Lyris. Okay, so their hand's not very good. Alright, let's go. Red land off the top. They could have Wizard's Lightning or play with fire here. Would be nice if we had another spell to play here. I want to see if they go to kill it here. If he has the Wizard's Lightning. I feel like this will be a real test to know if my opponent has Wizard's Lightning or not. Okay. So if our opponent has a Wizard's Lightning in their hand, I would be pretty shocked at this point. Okay. Our opponent takes 2. I mean, they might have just done that because they know that they can play Lyris. But the cool thing is that if they play 2 spells this turn, since they're active player, our Brutal Cathar flips back and we get to exile something if they have a creature on the field. So there's not really a ton of downside. The only bad thing would be that Brutal Cathar goes back into being a 3/3, so it does die to Lightning Strike and or Wizard's Lightning. Okay. It's ya boy. Oh God, Bryson. I love it, dude. Alright, so Yep. Yep. That flips back. And maybe he has Wizard's Lightning here, and my opponent is just trying to... I mean, it's possible my opponent has Wizard's Lightning, and he just wants to get both of his cards back. All right. Well, gain 3 life, go back to 15. All right, another test. Well, I guess they can't have anything at this point, can they? Rending volley. Okay. All right, I see you, opponent. So it's good that we didn't attack with the um. It's good that we didn't attack with the innkeeper because we would have lost it to the Soulscar Mage here. So we wanted to trade his Pyromancer for that. Okay. Probably gonna play his Luris here. Plays Luris, then plays Pyromancer, is what I'm guessing. Yep, we go to 11. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Okay. That's pretty sweet pickup. Glad we left a white untapped. Pump up the jam. Is it that he gets a +1/+1 counter? Put a 1/1 counter, okay. So he can trade Pyromancer for one of our wolf tokens, but chooses to take 5 there. I'm not going to say that's wrong by any means. Having another Traveler's Huntmaster on top is pretty sweet. Ranger class is a really good card. I've never played with a lot of these cards, so we go to 9. So if he has Lava Runner from the graveyard, okay, he's gonna play Soulscar Mage after combat. I was gonna say if he had Lava Runner and Boros Charm, we all still only go to 1 here, so we're not dead. Alright, so we get to gain some life here. We get to gain 3 life. Go to 10. Unless our opponent wants to kill the Innkeeper now. I mean, maybe they, like, if they have a third Searing Blood here, then I think that's, like, definitely the play. Put the counter here. And he's going to take 6, go to 6. And then next turn, like, unless he can kill us right here, we just have lethal. I understand why he killed the prosperous Innkeeper. I guess he was kind of playing to the out of draw Boros Charm off the top. I don't know. Yeah, we go to 5. And even Boros Charm doesn't kill us. Is it light up the stage? Wow, Rending Volley does nothing here. That's hilarious. I guess he can Lightning Strike down one of our tokens. So he has Lightning Strike for one of our tokens, but it just doesn't matter here because he blocks and does that. It doesn't matter how he blocks, he's just dead here. Blocks the two biggest things, goes to 9, takes 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Or I'm sorry, I guess he only ends up taking 10, so he does only go to -1, but he's dead either way because he can Lightning Strike a token and do that, but there's no way out here. And it's irrelevant, but we do get to draw a bunch of cards here. Yep. What, I get to draw 3 cards here? Imagine if Toblar's Huntmaster had a trample. God, that'd be insane. I mean, it'd basically be cheating, feels like, but it'd be insane. Yep, go to -1. We draw 3 cards. We draw a Forest. Chariot. Man, yeah, that would have been pretty sweet. Alright, well, that makes us 2-0 so far. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, that game took a little bit longer than the first match because we did actually have to, like, play it out a little bit. But I never really felt like we were in danger of losing that game. Um, it just feels like there's so much redundancy in this deck. It feels like Brutal Cathar was a really good pickup. Like the whole like werewolf package like was a pretty sweet pickup. If the deck continues, like I mean, we're 2-0, but I might try to, depending on how the rest of this league goes, I might try to play this deck a little bit more. And if it turns out that it's actually like pretty solid, I might like put it together because I have the land base already. Have the green white lands. I have the land base already. I just don't have any of the. I really don't have like. I have a braids, rest in peace, and the lands, and that's it really. So I'd have to buy most of the deck, but oh, we're on the draw for once. Hi and good luck. This hand seems fine. It's a little heavy on the dorks, but okay. Yep, we're gonna go to 19 here. Mono black vampires, okay. Go back to 20. Just peeling into Winota right here would be sweet. Okay. Okay. Sego. Mono Black Vampires feels like it can actually be a pretty tough matchup. Like, we need Winota here. Winota off the top would be pretty sweet. Thoughtseize, take our Brutal Cathar. Wow. Okay, so it has the fight ability on the back. Okay. Ooh, white-black vampires. Interesting. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. This game doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere. Like, hmm. Is it another? It's another. Okay. Vernal Grasp is pretty good. Main deck go blank. Okay, that's interesting. Probably to beat up on Phoenix, I imagine, is why I keep seeing a lot of like these decks that play black, like running main deck go blank, and the only reason I can come up with is because of Phoenix. I mean, I guess it's good against Croxa. It's probably good against a few things. Winota. Chariot's not bad either. Gain some life. Go to 18. Say go. Okay. Draw 5, lose 5. It's pretty solid considering they were almost out of cards. Would love to pill a Winota right now. Four, 7, 10. Go to 8. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, I really needed to like pill Winota or like some impactful card right there to like have a chance. Like Brutal Cathar would have been fine. Alright, Voice blocks well. Braid seems good. Spellbinder seems good. Rest in Peace doesn't feel super relevant. Let's cut the Sentinels. Cut Ranger class. I don't know. Let's try it this way. I don't know if I'm in love with it that way, but we'll try it. Yep, this hand seems good. Our opponent mulligans. Having double Winota is pretty cool because it allows us to run one out pretty aggressively. So I like the idea of doing that. Our opponent keeps 6. Okay. Where is it? We'll just start playing beatdowns. Okay. We play a Braid for a reason. He played his Swamp, played Legion End. Attack for 3. Like, don't get me wrong. Grafdigger's Cage is very good against us, but... Yep, play it because it costs 1 less. Question is, what are you Murderous Riding here? Like, what are you? Swift End, I guess? The Spellbinder? Okay. I would have whiffed anyway, but... Okay. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Reveal a creature card from among them. Put them into your hand. In any order. Play that tapped. Alright, beatdowns. Right now, we're just playing Naya beatdown. I don't even know what those like first two like pictures are, man. Okay, that's a pretty solid blocker. Alright, send them with the clowns. I'd rather Stone Rainier. I don't know if my opponent has a 5th land or not here, but I'd rather take away the option of them either playing Sorin here if they don't have a land, or them playing Champion of Dusk. Power Word Kill, okay. I don't think I've seen in a Braid yet, so... Okay. Make a 3/3 token and say go. Brutal Cathar would be pretty sweet here off the top. Fatal Push, okay. Braid would be a good draw. Brutal Cathar would be a good draw. The 6/6 guy would be a pretty sweet draw here. Honestly, there's quite a few good options here we could have off the top. Okay. I did say Brutal Cathar was one of them. B downs with a 4/4. Even if our opponent draws a land, they can always just slam Sorin. Gosh. Alright, Infernal Grasp is pretty good. They've pilled three of their last 4 draw steps have just been removal spells off the top, so. Alright, so they finally drew nothing to do. That or they have Champion of Dusk and they're just going to minus and, well, they can't do that. Maybe I should have attacked with the Voice of Resurgence there. Sure, I'll go to 16. I'm curious to know what they're doing here. I was like, they have something here if that's their plan. Like, I'm willing to let them gain 3 here. Just because I want I just want the bigger token. And maybe I'm not supposed to attack there. Maybe I'm supposed to wait and block. Okay. All right. Drawing lands here has been kind of a tough scene. Okay. I'm going to hold the land here just to make them think that maybe we have something. Okay, that's probably going to end the game, honestly. Because that sweeps up the token, that sweeps up everything. Okay, so we had a fatal push. So we actually don't get to make a token there, which is pretty annoying. Our opponent's draw has lined up pretty well against ours here. Well, that's pretty mediocre. Yeah, make a cat token, copy. Run out the Llanowar Elves and say go. So we have to find a way to beat this 6/7, like this massive gifted Aetherborn, but we also have to find a way to beat everything else they're doing. Hive of the Eye Tyrant will be tough. You know, I probably would have put the counter on the Champion of Dusk, honestly, there. Well, there went my Braid. Go back to 6. Take Spellbinder. Put these in any order. I mean, Spellbinder at least helps us add to the clock a little bit here. Yep. Okay. We just kind of got outclassed there. Like, I don't really think that's a bad matchup for us. Like, game 1, if we draw Winota, we win on the spot. And game 2, we had everything we needed. We just couldn't draw into an Abrade to get rid of their Grafdigger's Cage. So, and we actually put up quite a bit of fight there, considering we were just playing Naya beatdowns. Yeah, I'll keep this. This feels good. Our opponent mulligans to 5. And then we have Tavalar on turn 2, hopefully, and 2 Chariot on turn 3. That would be pretty cool. Looks like our opponent's also playing Naya Winota. I hadn't considered how miserably annoying this might be. Alright, let's get the card advantage rolling. Alright, opponent. You're not doing anything. Well, I guess I should not completely yield through this turn. Suppose my opponent could just put Winota into play here. Would love to see a Winota off the top right here. Okay. Make a token. Gain a life. Make a dork. Gain a life. Crew Chariot. Make a copy of the wolf token. Gain another life. Go to 21. Our opponent goes to 13. What's the rate points are accrued? What points are you talking about, Bryson? Our opponent shocks in. This feels like they have to have a Winota here. Yeah, so we probably just lost based on the fact that they had Winota and we didn't here. I mean, that's not guaranteed here, but... So they get to make a cat token, and they get to make 4... They get to have 4 Winota triggers here. Alright. Brutal Cathar is pretty solid. They get to take our Tavalar. Well, let's block the best way we can here. Hope we don't die. It's like I haven't counted yet, but... Winota probably would have been lethal off the top right there, but... This feels like a lost cause. But we're going to run it out anyway and see what happens here. We do go back to 16. Channel points? I'm not going to be honest. I'm not really sure how fast channel points are accrued. If I'm being honest with you, I don't exactly know the rate at which that happens. As much as you watch, though, you should have quite a few, man. Quite a few. I mean, I don't know exactly how fast they come across, like, but you should have a few. All right, we're gonna concede to the Brutal Cathar here. We were probably gonna lose that turn anyway. Something tells me we want all of these cards. What did I cut? I did not want to cut a prosperous innkeeper. I wanted to cut these. Alright, let's try it like this. I don't know if this is correct in any way, but Archon of Emeria on turn 2 is really good. So we don't have a 1-drop here, but I do like this hand. I don't like the fact that we don't have a 1-drop. I don't know, like, it kind of scares me, if I'm being honest. Not having a mana dork is a little pressing. Alright, we're going to run out the Innkeeper and see what happens here. Hopefully we hit a land so that we can play Archon of Emeria and Elvish Mystic. Okay. Wow, their hand is a lot of dorks. Shit, we only have access to 3 mana here. Alright. Now if we draw a land, we can have a pretty big Winota turn here. But we need to pill a land here. Is this another dork? Okay. That's a lot of mana dorks. We're just going to run out of Winota and attack for 2 here. Alright, let's see what that last card you're working with is. Not that it matters. He'll be able to play it. It'll just cost him 2 more next turn. Our opponent has a ton of mana to work with. Curious to see how they block. And then my opponent's willing to take 5 here. Okay. Our opponent's hand was very interesting. We've shown them so far that we brought in Spellbinder, but we have not shown them that we brought in... Okay. There's a Rending Volley for Winota. It's not bad. Should have known they drew something pretty good if they decided not to attack there, or decided not to play their Brutal Cathar. Alright, our opponent's choosing to go to 5 here. Gonna run out our Land of War Elves so that we can slam our other Winota next turn. Or honestly, next turn, I don't know. This feels like a winning position for us, but I could be wrong. If they decide to play their Brutal Cathar, we can play our Brutal Cathar from our hand, and then have double triggers next turn, because we'll get... Oh, wow. Actually, I hadn't considered that. That's pretty cool. Probably will concede here. No. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Okay, that's fine. And then you just get their innkeeper back. Okay. This still feels like the game's over here, but maybe they pill into something I'm not aware of. I don't know. I guess they could try and kill me here. Okay. Wow. Okay. Pretty good for our opponent. Brutal Cathar there, Winota, slam in. It's not Brutal Cathar. Damn it, it's Knight. Uh, Alright, this feels like lethal. Alright. This is what I'm freaking talking about. Probably should have taken... Guess I probably should have taken the Spellbinder because it's a flying attacker. Yep. And then still take 3, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay. Alright, so we win the second game. That was an interesting match. Can't ask for more? No, you really can't ask for more. That was kind of insane off of our stuff there. I don't know. I like Rending Volley though. I think not having Rending Volley in was wrong. All right, no removal, but sand is pretty good. Well, so far, whoever has had Mana Dork on the play has lost. Or whoever's had Mana Dork on turn one's lost, so curious to see if I lose this here. Selfless Spirit, okay. Spellbinder. Would have loved to have seen an Archon of Emiri off the top. Alright. Maybe we get lucky and our opponent just doesn't draw a land? It appears that has become a reality for us. Okay, okay. Well, we're going to serve it up here. Interesting. I mean, they have the Rending Volley. He's probably just going to cast it here. Yep. Math checks out. Trade for our dork. Run out the Tavalar. Hopefully they still brick on a land. Because we don't want them to be able to Brutal Cathar our Tavalar. The fact that they aren't playing anything means it's a flip. Okay. Whew. Whew. And we get to draw a couple cards right here? Yeah. Yeah. You'll love to see it. Yeah, I was like, bro, just pick them up. It's over. Like, it's over. All right, well. Fortunately, oh, forgot to start searching. Fortunately, our opponent missed on a couple of lands right there. It's just a case if he doesn't draw a land for a couple of turns. Yeah, I mean the fact like us winning the game is solely based off the fact that he doesn't hit lands. It turned out pretty well for us. We never really got to see Archon of Emeria do anything in that matchup, but I think it's good to have it in that matchup. So panned out pretty well. Makes us 3-1 so far. Beat up on mono white humans, beat up on burn, lost to mono black vampires, and then we just beat the mirror. So, but it's more of a mistake for a keep that hand on the play. No, I mean I also kind of agree with that statement, Caesar, because I think there's Cesar. Sorry, I don't know if it's Cesar or Caesar. I always apologize, however I pronounce it, but I think you're right though. Keeping a hand on the play with no mana dorks, with zero mana dorks, like in any way, not a one drop or a prosperous innkeeper, I think without a guaranteed third land drop is pretty tough in that spot. Like, but part of me understands my opponent's logic because it's like I will more than likely draw another land because there's like 22 in the deck, I believe. So, the stand's good. Our opponent mulligans. We're gonna lead on Temple Garden here. And then if our Elvish Mystic isn't removed, we have Tavalar on turn 2. This feels like the mirror again. Yep, definitely the mirror. Our opponent has a foiled out, which is unlikely. Even one more land wouldn't do it right because he needed 2 land on top, which is unlikely. I mean, I guess that's fair. Like to say that. Is this thing a human? Uh-oh. Did not account for that. Force of Resurgence is a good pickup, though. The front half of this thing's also a human, huh? Yep, human werewolf. Interesting, I did not know that. My opponent can actually get a trigger out of his Winota if he slams it here. Okay, Innkeeper. Alright, Winota, be good to me. Okay. Brutal Cathar was pretty sweet. Now, granted, my opponent can just double block here and get their and get Duskwatch Recruiter back. He takes a Tavalar to his hand. Wow. That's pretty aggressive, opponent. Run out the Chariot here. Why not attack with Winota? You have another one. If they trade, it's fine. Yeah, you're right, Caesar. I should have attacked with a Winota. Honestly, I just wasn't thinking. Like, I was just in, like, passive mode of, like, don't attack with Winota because you want to keep it around, but you're completely right. My opponent's, like, fold out this entire deck. Folding out MTGO decks, like, sends a statement that that's all you do is play Moto, so... Can use Winota to crew the Chariot. Alright, our opponent concedes. Alright, cool. Alright, so mirror time. Don't think we want just Parasentinel. Ranger class is okay. Duskwatch Recruiter seems fine, I guess. This is how we tried it last time. So we're gonna run back like this and see what happens. You get 15 points for every 5 minutes. I googled it. Okay, I didn't know that that's how that worked, but that's pretty cool to know, actually. All right, so this is a hard mulligan. This hand is a lot better. We're gonna keep this and put the Huntmaster on the bottom. Our opponent also keeps a hand of 6 cards. Okay. So I need to watch like 140 more minutes to make you play Mill. Well, bring it on, man. I'm happy to play Mill. I actually really like that deck. I don't do well with it, but I really like the concept of the deck. Another Elvish Mystic. Does my opponent not have a second land? They don't. Alright, apparently I'm playing against people who are, like, prone to keeping one-landers tonight. Winota causes me the most problems here. Like, it's just how it is here, so. Okay, so they draw a green-white land, which means they're going to play Voice of Resurgence. And they'll probably attack in here. Like, I was like, I'd send him with the clowns here. I'm not going to block. I go to 15. Shove in for 3. And now this is kind of a back and forth game here. Winota on top? Dude, that would be awesome if Winota was on top, honestly. Did you pill a Brutal Cathar? Okay, you did pill a Brutal Cathar, okay. What are you going to take here? My Spellbinder? Okay, math checks out. Yeah, I'm going to make those trades. Alright, run out Archon. It's a pretty good blocker in this spot, so can only complain so much about drawing Archon of Emiria here. I was like, hopefully our opponent doesn't realize and they pay the life. Now this is pretty good because we can make Tovlar cost more, which means our opponent has to draw an untapped land. Alright. Yeah, definitely gonna play the green side here. Alright. Winota off the top would be sweet. Which will enter tapped. Lol. Yep, yeah, it will. Alright. I guess Innkeeper is pseudo land. He can attack with his Moonrage Brute here. Gonna attack for 5 here. Let's see, can our opponent play Winota yet? No, they're one short of Winota. We get to go to 14 here, and we have a first striking guy that does nothing when it dies. So if my opponent plays this and attacks with the Moonrage Brute, then we are definitely blocking because we get our Spellbinder back. So if their list is like mine, they only have they have 3 lands in their deck that allow them to play Winota this turn. It's a plains and 2 forests. That's the basics I have in my deck. Now they can pay the 2 and pump up the... Yep. Why they did that and didn't attack, I don't know. Alright, I don't really know what my opponent's doing here. How's the magic going, buddy? Well, I'm playing a deck I don't normally play, but I'm 3-1 with it, so it's going pretty well. This is game 2 of my final match here, so what's been going on in your world, Ben? What? Caesar, I assume you're saying that to them not attacking. Attack with the red one was the move, right? Yeah, I'm honestly pretty surprised they didn't attack with the Moonrage Brute. They're... Wow, what is going on? Whew! Whew! We're doing it. We're doing it. You know what? I'm just going to shove math for blockers. Traveler. Oh, which comes in as a 4/4. We gain a life. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's hit a big guy. Let's hit a big guy. Brutal Cathar. Oh, that's right. It's just a 3/3. But that's still pretty good, though. Um... Oh, and we whiffed. Alright. Well, I don't know how they get through this turn without dying, because they're taking at least 5 in the air. I guess they technically can go to 1 here. But yeah, they won't have anything left, so. Not much. Stocking up for Thanksgiving. Oh, nice, dude. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I'm really hoping this week goes by fast. I just got to get through Monday and Tuesday at work, and then I honestly, I think I'm thinking about leaving at lunchtime on Wednesday, because I think Carly, you're leaving pretty early Wednesday, right? Huh? Yeah, Carly's trying to leave pretty early so that we can try to get up there pretty quick. So, I mean, the fact that the drive's only 3 hours is also not bad for Thanksgiving. So, I think our opponent's just dead here. I don't really know what they can do here. So, I say that and I should have blocked or something. Of course, now they don't have their mana dorks to play their Winota with. So, I think the only way we weren't gonna win, that we lost, that we lose that game, is to not attack all that turn. Plus, extra Winota coming in, giving all of our guys indestructible is pretty insane. Tablar, okay. Then our opponent concedes. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. All right, well, we finished that league 4-1. Winota was pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This was the most recent 5-0 list I pulled. It was pretty good. It just kind of feels like the deck just does a bunch of dumb stuff, honestly. And if you're just not also trying to do something stupid, then you can't keep up with it. We lost our game against the only match we lost that the whole league was to Mono Black or it was Orzhov Vampires. And that deck Winota is dumb. Winota S tier deck. I mean, honestly, it kind of feels S tier at this point. Every time I play against it, I lose, and I've never played it before, and I went 4-1 with it. So this might be something we run back more and try to tweak a little bit, because I really like this. The whole wolf package, the way this is set up, it really has a lot of value. So plus Innkeeper just being able to gain you life every turn is also really dumb. Ranger class is a really good card in the deck. I don't know how I feel about the sideboard. I understand why some of the cards are there. Um, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Everybody plays the board a little bit differently in these decks. It feels like. All right. Well, that was Magic tonight. If you come by and hung out, I really appreciate it. We're getting close to 100 followers, so if you like the content, hit that follow button. I would appreciate it. And when I come back in a few minutes, I think me and Kyle and Carly are gonna be playing Dead by Daylight. So if you like Dead by Daylight, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.